So today I'm sitting here in Island Realty with broker owner Jason Czarnik. I appreciate having him on. Long story short, Jason and his team have been a big part of my career as a mortgage broker, and I couldn't be more excited to have you on, and thank you for everything you've done for me. Just speaking highly of me, even in the community, it's very much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm excited to tell Jason's story and spotlight Island Realty as best I can. So Jason, tell me about Island Realty and what it is you do for the customers around here locally and in the state of Michigan.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And you know, a couple weeks ago when I contacted you about this first.
Yeah, when it first came out.
Yeah, and told you how great of an idea it was. Never thought we'd be sitting here together for 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, your people call my people.
Yeah.
And we set it up.
We made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But actually, recommended somebody else to be here.
Yeah, you did.
know. But hopefully that'll happen.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
For sure. But anyways, again, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
honored to be here and to tell our story. Yeah, so Island Realty, we're a full service independent brokerage. Our office is located on Macomb St in Grosse Ile, and been in Grosse Ile since 1985.
Okay,
so we were established in 1985.
Hence the name Island Realty. I'm sure that's where it came from.
You know it, yeah. Yep. But going on, actually just had our 38th anniversary.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yep. So been here for a while. Plan on being here for a lot longer.
Yeah,
for sure. And but yeah, we have 13 agents here. And although we're located here on the island, most of our sales are off of Grosse Ile.
Yeah.
We obviously sell a lot here.
Right.
But most off. Most that are downriver, through Detroit, north of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I think that we serviced 43 communities last year.
That's cool.
Closings. Yeah.
43 different cities. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yep, exactly. And it's something. We get it all the time. That
you only work on Grosse Ile.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You sell off of Grosse Ile?
Yeah.
I didn't know you sold off of Grosse Ile. Something like that, and we do.
Yeah,
we definitely do. Like I said, most of our business is off of Grosse Ile.
Yeah, and a lot of your agents probably don't even live here. They live, off
for
island.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. We've got obviously a handful, but many of them do not.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the fact that Wayne County and all, we were 47 in total sales volume in Wayne County.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Last year, and I think we were 47 the year before in 2021 as well.
Nice.
And we just don't sell in Wayne County.
Yeah.
We're all over the place too. I mean, I'll get files that come across my desk, and I won't even know the city. I've never heard of it before.
Right. That's happened to me recently, actually.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So
somewhere up near Saginaw.
Right. Yeah. All over the place, west side of the state, or southwest, or north, or whatever it is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That we're we are obviously licensed to sell throughout Michigan.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, speak to being like independent just a little bit. I know there's Real Estate One. There's so many different. It's a very saturated industry that we're both in, not just you, but me in the mortgage industry. There's plenty of places to get either one of our services.
Yes.
What separates you from being independent, and how does that benefit your clients and your realtors too?
Yeah. Obviously, we don't have quite the resources that a franchise would have.
Right.
I should take that back. We have to work harder to get the resources.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. And I think I've done a pretty good job in giving my agents the resources. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Supporting the resources.
Yeah.
But being an independent brokerage, it's it's obviously different in that respect. But it's also a blessing too, that you're able to kind of do your own thing,
be independent,
the way you want to do it, and
kind of what we pride ourselves to in Mint Mortgage Lending. We're sitting right there in downtown Wyandotte. We're not associated with any realtors. We work with many different kinds, and it's cool to be independent. We're not being told what to do. We do what we want to do.
For sure. Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of beauty in that, probably for you and your realtors, right?
Definitely. Yep. And I mean, it's important to make sure that I'm giving the important thing is giving my agents the support and the resources that they need to be successful as they would like to be.
Yeah.
And any way that I need to do that or can do that, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah. No, you do a great job, and I've seen a lot of your realtors grow while just working with them. You know, I know when I started working with Elsa, I'm just going to throw Elsa on blast for a little bit.
Yeah.
She wasn't maybe doing what she is, but now she's killing it. She's doing awesome.
Yes.
And I think a lot of that has been your resources that you provided to her, and also her drive to continue to build her brand
It's all
as well.
her.
Yeah,
It's all her.
you got to take some credit. But no, I think you've done a great job. And who 1985 was it? Were you owner number 2? How did that?
No, I believe I'm owner number 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So my wife Cindy and I
Mm-hmm.
acquired the business from Carol Latimer and Sunja Kwan.
Okay.
And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
They were longtime brokers prior to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Sunja retired last year.
Mm-hmm.
Carol is actually still an agent here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, still is agent. So
They just wanted to get away from the ownership and
Yep.
teaching side, which
you know it.
the later you get in life, that's might be what you want to do. So
Yes, probably.
No, that's cool.
At one point.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, sure.
Speak to your team at all. I know you said you got 13 agents that work here. Is it a fun environment? Do you enjoy educating them? Is there a lot of educational pieces? It sounds like you try to support people where they want to go. What's your day-to-day look like with those folks?
Yeah, definitely. Support's number one.
Mm-hmm.
That's
answering the phone.
Of course. So being supportive for my agents
Mm-hmm.
is first and foremost. Giving them the resources again that they need.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on earlier.
Yeah.
That's also very important too.
Mm-hmm.
Training.
Yeah.
Making sure that they're trained
Mm-hmm.
properly.
Especially the last 3 years in this industry, how much has changed, right? Escalation clauses, appraisal guarantees.
Yes.
I mean, we've heard it all. Like stuff just got made up in the midst of it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, the educational piece just always has to be there.
100%. Yeah, and obviously there's a lot of compliance that goes into being a licensed real estate agent here too. So making sure that they're compliant, and I guess I'm kind of a nuts and bolts nerd in that respect. That and I think that kind of what helps me become a decent broker.
Right. Yeah.
Is the fact that I do spend so much attention at that, and because it is so important.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. But as far as what we do on a daily basis, or what I do on a daily basis, I try to make sure that I'm in communication with my agents regularly. You shouldn't say I try. I do.
Yeah.
In communication with them regularly, and just come up with trainings and come up with resources that they need in order to be, again, like we said, as successful as they can be or want to be.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, now, how did you find your way to real estate? We were talking a little bit before. You were a teacher at one point. Like, just talk me through finding your way to here and how you got there. I think that's unique to, a lot of people might struggle to figure out how to get to where they want to be, but it sounds like you got there in a unique way like everybody else does.
Yeah, definitely. And I've always been a firm believer of, if you're not happy doing something, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's a job or whatever it is, it's time to do something different.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in my first career, I was a sales representative. My dad he was an independent manufacturer's representative. Okay. Owned his own company. And at 18, started working for him. And that was after, backtrack a little bit, with supposed to go to Western Michigan for college. And ended up not doing that because we found out that my girlfriend at the time was pregnant with our daughter, Allison. And now Cindy, my girlfriend. Past girlfriend, now my wife of 30 years this year.
Oh, congratulations! That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Thanks. So we have 2 more children as well. Kayla, who's 26, and Jack, who's 18.
That's cute.
And Allison has a daughter of her own now too.
Wow.
Lily, who's 10.
Nice.
Hey Lily, love you. But anyways, yeah. So didn't go to school to Western. Started working with my dad right out of high school. And tough, obviously, and I was going to school as well.
Right.
So, it's tough being an 18-year-old father and a college student for the first year and working.
Yeah, that's a
lot.
Really,
your what you think is going to be your career. As well.
Right.
So, did that at first, and the second hardest thing I ever had to tell my dad, other than telling him that Cindy was pregnant.
Right.
With my child was at 18 years old. Was that I was going to go back to school, and I'll never forget walking into his office. It was tough, very tough.
I'm sure.
It was something that he had grown from the floor up, and the intention was that I was going to take over his business. And for me to go in there and say, "Dad, going back to school."
Right.
Great. Where are you going? What are you doing? I said, well, I'm going to go back to become a high school English teacher. And his first question was, how are you going to support your family doing that?
Yeah.
And I said, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
That's,
absolutely.
that's what I want to do. And,
Hmm.
there was a little bit of animosity there. I could tell that my dad was upset.
Hmm.
And it probably lasted at least a couple of weeks, maybe
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
months. I don't remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, now my dad is, and since then,
Hmm.
has been my greatest cheerleader,
Yeah.
biggest fan.
That's beautiful.
He's been my mentor throughout my entire life, really.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
hero of mine, and one of my best friends,
Hmm.
and he's the I guess the silent business partner
Yeah.
that I have.
Yeah. No, that's
Helping me out
beautiful.
in any way that I can. But anyways, so was in sales then,
Hmm.
and then went back again, school, become
Hmm.
an English teacher. And after I graduated, I did my student teaching at Trenton High School, where I graduated from
Hmm.
as well, and then did long-term subbing at Trenton for about 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so whenever a teacher would get pregnant,
Hmm.
I would fill in and take
Right.
over for them until they came back.
That's
It was
crazy.
crazy. I taught everything from nutrition
Oh, wow.
to advanced placement English,
Wow.
yeah, to theater arts.
That made you
Was
pretty well
else?
rounded, I'm
Yeah, home
sure.
ec, personal finance, all of child development.
Right, right. That's cool.
Other English classes, all over the place. But that was fun.
Yeah.
But obviously, that wasn't a career.
Right, right.
It took me till 2007. I was able to get my first full time position, just because times were tough at that time.
Right, right.
Getting a full time position, and my choices were limited too. I couldn't necessarily move out of the state
Right,
or
right.
move
Yeah.
even further away.
Yeah, you had to be close to family.
Yeah, exactly, for
Hmm.
sure. So ended up again getting my full-time position in Southgate
Hmm.
as an English teacher at the high school there, and taught there for about 5 years. And then I was laid off for the summer, came back as a sixth grade English teacher
Oh,
in
nice.
2011.
Got to dial it back now.
Yeah, a little change there.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely a little change. And then I was laid off in 2013 again.
Hmm.
That time for good.
Yeah.
They laid off 26 of us that year,
That's
closed
a
down the
lot.
school that I was at.
That's huge.
And that was tough.
Hmm.
And it was crazy too, because I had my master's degree.
Right.
I was
You put some
tenured,
time on it.
but at that point it doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
just, a number on the
Yep.
board,
Yep.
and put it together,
Yeah.
and we're gonna
Tough time in the market too at that point, right? It was
yeah,
happening everywhere.
for sure. Yeah, definitely. And then just ended up figuring out what I wanted to do
Yeah,
next.
yeah.
Whether I wanted to go back to school or
Hmm.
teach again.
Right.
Didn't want to have the same thing happen over again.
Right.
And I was at my late 30s at that point.
Hmm.
And then just thought a little bit about what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And we were looking at houses at that time.
Nice.
Go figure, lost
Yeah.
my job and looking at houses.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
Don't tell
exactly.
your mortgage
Yeah, right. Yeah. Learn the hard way.
Right, right.
But anyways, ended up, you were looking at homes at the time. Jan
Mhm.
Smith from Island Realty here
Uh-huh.
was our agent, and just made some sort of comment at one point during our showings about, I'll have to remember this when I
Mhm.
become an agent, sales agent. And she didn't say anything at that point.
Uh-huh.
Maybe our next showing or somewhere down the road, she mentioned it again to me.
Yeah.
Are you serious about it?
Uh-huh.
Come talk to me and talk
Mhm.
to our brokers and see if it'll work. And yeah, it did.
Ended up working out.
Ended up working out.
So you worked there for a little while, and then you became the owner in 2019. Sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yep. So I was again started in 2013 here, and my career was doing pretty good, and I was very happy. And it even didn't take long, maybe about six months or so after after I was laid off
Mhm.
and started in October of 2013.
Okay.
And after that, next maybe May or June, I ended up telling the school, take me off the list. I'm not
Right,
interested
right.
in coming back. This is my new career. I'm
Nice.
happy here.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So wasn't interested in being or teaching anymore.
Right.
And so at least at the school level.
Yeah.
And so ended up just having a pretty good career.
Yeah.
I think I was sales agent of the year in 2017.
Nice.
And then I was my brokers asked me for dinner to
Yeah.
go to dinner with them Had no idea what it was from.
Right,
It was
right,
just they
right.
were being kind.
Yeah.
Wanted to take them to
Yeah.
dinner, and they approached me about buying the business,
Mm-hmm.
and so wasn't interested at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, not at all.
Right.
And thought about it for a little bit, and thought about it a little bit more. And again, it took me a long time.
Yeah,
As long
yeah.
as it took me to decide to become a realtor,
Uh-huh.
it took me not as long, but still a long time.
Yeah, no,
And
it can be daunting because like when you're a realtor, you're just controlling your own destiny and your own business, right? But like if you take on other realtors and try and support them and what they're doing,
yeah,
well, now that's a whole new responsibility, right? You're putting other people's livelihood, at stake and supporting them in doing so. That can be a lot of stress, and I respect you for having pause. Some people might just jump at the
yeah,
opportunity, but it can be very stressful.
it was, yeah, and it was, and that's really what it boiled down to too.
Hmm.
Is it's do I want less time and more responsibility?
Right, right, right.
And so it took me a while to make that decision,
Yeah.
and literally, when I say a while, I mean it was, let's see, 2017. We had
Hmm.
that conversation.
Yeah.
Decided to get my broker's license in 2018,
Hmm.
just to have it.
Yeah.
You
It's
know, it
always good
wasn't
to
going to
have.
hurt
Yeah.
anything. Get a little more education
Hmm.
and have it.
Yeah.
You know, have my associate broker's
Hmm.
license, and then took about until December of 2018 where we decided, okay, let's go
Yeah.
for it. So
Right.
my wife and I purchased the business just little over 4 years ago. It was February 27th,
Nice.
2019.
Well, congrats on that, man.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome, and
Thank
and
you.
you've done a fantastic job with the changeover. I've had the pleasure of working with many of your agents, and they're all doing fantastic. They're all good people,
Yeah.
regardless. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
you've definitely developed a good staff and a good reputation here locally. So, kudos to you. You've done
Again,
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no
definitely.
problem, man.
And it's not me. It's
Yeah,
it's them. It's the
yeah, no,
agents.
it's a team effort. It
For
always
sure.
is, right? And I always say, like, I wouldn't be where I'm at with a lot of other people that have helped me get here. You, Chris, my parents, my family,
Exactly.
my wife,
You
everybody.
know
Like
it.
it takes a village. It really does. What do you think is important when you're buying real estate or selling real estate and working with that client? Because there's so many different realtors out there. What do you think is important for the transaction of either buying or selling real estate when it comes to a realtor and their services?
So, according to what a realtor does,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's obviously important to be a good communicator,
Mm-hmm.
to be knowledgeable
Mm-hmm.
with the market,
Yeah.
to not just with the market, but also, I mean, we've got a lot of compliance,
Yeah.
items that we need to make sure that we're
Laws are
maintaining.
always
Of
changing.
course,
Yeah.
yes, yes. So that's obviously important in our
Mm-hmm.
industry. Just to be available.
Yeah, for the clients and
Yeah,
yeah.
to listen to what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of agents would want to maybe just kind of do what they want to do,
Right, right, right.
what they're trained to do, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a one track mind
Mm-hmm.
of this is what we do next, step by step by step by step,
Right, right.
and that's not the case. That's
Mm-hmm.
rarely the case,
Right, yeah.
really. So you need to make sure that you're listening to your clients,
Yeah.
and again, making sure that you're doing it the way that they want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's for them because it
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is. Yeah.
yeah. If you look at our mission statement here, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we include our clients in here,
Mm-hmm.
and in treating them with integrity,
Yeah.
respect,
And that's huge.
professionalism,
Yeah.
and everything that goes into that.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. Now, speak to being in the Grosse Ile community and the Downriver community in general. I know you guys are always involved in anything that's going on here locally in Grosse Ile, but
Mhm.
I know you guys also have some scholarships. Speak to a little bit about what you guys do in the community for not only Grosse Ile, but just locally. I mean, you got agents that live off the island too, so I know there's support there within schools and whatever it might be.
Yeah, for sure. So agents obviously do things on their own
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
For support. You mentioned our scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
So we started a scholarship 2 years ago at Grosse Ile High School,
Nice.
and it's offered to an individual who's going into a trade school.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, there's no college
Yeah,
needed to get into real estate.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
No,
we
that's
figured
awesome.
that,
And I mean, if I could go back, I don't know if I'd go back and change anything, but like a lot of people go to college. Like I'm a criminal justice major sitting here doing mortgages. So
exactly.
like
Yeah.
there's a lot of ways to get there. And I think you spoke to your journey and like it's just, and you hit it spot on. If you're not happy, don't be unhappy. Life is short. Figure out what makes you happy and then just just pursue that, because
100%. Yeah.
at the end of the day, money comes, money goes. It's all about being happy,
Exactly.
right? So
Definitely.
I think you hit that spot on, and speaks to why everybody that works here is happy, because
Thank
I
you.
think you bring that out in them.
Thank you.
Um,
We also, by the way, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But
I didn't let you finish there.
Yeah, we also donate a portion of our closed sales commission every quarter.
Yeah.
So generally, it's going to be a nonprofit organization. During the holidays, we'll support a family or families. And like I said, our scholarship.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we're sitting here in March of 2023, believe it or not. The real estate market has been all over the place. What's your prediction for what's next? I'm trying to pick your brain, because I'm looking for some
balls here.
We need something, man. It's been unique. We went from low rates to high rates with little supply to smaller supply to even smaller supply.
Exactly.
Like, it's just it's very unique. And do you have any predictions for what's next?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think it's going to be as bad as what some of the doomsday protagonists might think.
I agree. Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's not good right now. It's like, let's say this, it's not as good as it was.
Yeah. Right.
And
there's not as many transactions happening. I don't think really values have come down drastically. I mean,
no, they really
houses
haven't.
are popping and going because we have so many buyers, but they can't find homes. So it's just a very weird market.
And there's still multiple offer situations going on. You don't see quite as many, but they're still there.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is the good ones will always go quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're priced right,
and they look
good.
Go
quick. Yeah. Even if they're priced a little high, still they'll go quick.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, but I think it's important to be proactive too.
Yeah.
In knowing what could happen. So I ended up getting my my short sale foreclosure certification this past year.
Yeah.
Again, not thinking that it's going to happen, but just in case.
Yeah, you never know.
Covered, and I've got the knowledge to pass on to
be in that
agents.
niche project too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it's again, you can never be too prepared.
Right. No, that's so true. Well, Jason, I appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on the show and telling your journey, and keep doing what you're doing at Island Realty. I can't wait to see what you do for the next 10, 15, 20 years, however long you decide to do this, man.
I can't wait either.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.